Hello and welcome to the show DigiVation Network, a production of Infotech Network. DigiVation is birthed to provide a platform for the emerging tech, innovation and entertainment to work as one on a converged environment. If you like, you can call it the hip side of tech. You're watching DigiVation, an Infotech initiative. At this point, let's hear from Fatima Ajayi on what we call DigiGist for fast-paced stories, innovation that will excite you, followed by Infotech Impact, that is news and development that made news in the past 1 week.
Welcome to DigiGist. I'm Fatima Ajayi. This week we'll be talking about LifeBank. I guess you want to know what LifeBank is all about. Yeah, you will be seeing before innovator Mr. Fawoko Olaliko. Mr. Fawoko is going to be showing us how the website works and the bank where they actually keep the umbrella before it's taken to the hospital. You will welcome to DigiGist, Mr. Fawoko Olaliko. Thank you very much for honoring our visit.
Mr. Fawoko, tell us how exactly in case people do donate to look like. People don't think it should be obvious. Anything could be a scam in Nigeria.
Yes.
What do you get from those donations exactly?
Okay, since we have social media, we have internet, so all we need to do is go onto social media, tell them about the site, which is app.lifebank.ng. So we tell them.
Show us with the application.
Sure. This is it. Okay, let's just continue. So when you log in, this is what you see: book appointments, have fun, share. So this is our blood counter. This is the amount of blood pints we have available on our platform. So when you log in, we will definitely say it. The app admin will say it on the site that someone has logged in. So all he needs to do is just to assign you to a blood bank closer to you. So since I said K2, we have like 3 blood banks also in K2 because we are connected to over 34 blood banks in Lagos. So you, the admin will just assign you to a blood bank closer to you, so it will be easier, not too stressful. So it will be easier for you to go and you donate blood. So when you donate blood, the app admin, the blood bank also send a message to the app admin that okay, so name came to donate blood through you, and just like that.
Okay, when people donate blood, when you go to the blood bank, then the blood bank brings the blood and why you take to the hospital?
No. The Life Bank mainly is a platform. Life Bank is a platform that connects blood banks and hospitals faster. So we connect them faster in case of emergencies.
You have blood samples there, by question.
No. We don't keep bloods.
So what
But
do
this
you
is
have?
technology-based blood banks. Those are our blood, smart blood box,
Okay.
which we use to transport blood from a blood bank to an hospital.
You want to show us how it's done?
Okay. So this is our smart blood box. So all we do is put ice box at these corners, then the blood will be here to keep the temperature okay. So we close it. There should be another ice pack here. Then you close the box to keep it safe. Then we have the box. We take it downstairs with our delivery bike. We'll put it to the hospital. So if it was to leave here, if you have another, like a phone call order or an online order, so they'll call like, okay, I need O negative from, let's say, any hospital. So O negative, how many pints? Let's say 2 pints. So our delivery man, this will have been with him definitely.
How many plants can this deliver?
Okay.
How many plants of blood at a time?
If you get to remove this, this smart blood box should be able to take 26 pints of blood. So one ice pack will be here, one ice pack will be here. Just to keep it warm. So this should take at least 26 of it. So if
when
you
you're
are
putting the blood in, you take this off.
we take this off.
Okay.
So but if it's like lesser pints, like let's say 3 or 4, then we can use this.
Okay.
Just to make it look more nice, and then another ice pack will be here, then the blood will be here.
You just heard from Mr. Fawoko Olaliko. He has shown us the steps in which you can follow when you get to the website on how to donate the blood and how to reach them to link you to the hospital. It's very easy to save a life with LifeBank. Thank you very much for staying with us on this week's edition of DigiGist. I remain Fatima Ajayi.
As we face the new society driven by data and information, Cyber Africa provides you a trusted platform. Here we understand how telecoms, the internet and the media are redefining our world.
Hello, Africa. Hello, Africa. Tell me how you do, Africa.
Cyber Africa, connecting Africa.
If you know fit go internet or follow for Twitter, you know fit snap photo send or get it photo send. Now because you dey use Palasa, your phone no dey answer. See me see wahala. My brother, go get smartphone, yeah. Drop that Palasa phone. Phone wey no go for your hand, yeah. Drop that Palasa phone. Phone wey no fit take selfie. Drop that Palasa phone. No be correct phone, yeah. Drop that Palasa phone.
Upgrade to a smartphone today and get double data for 6 months on any MTN data bundle you buy. Simply purchase a smartphone from any store anywhere in Nigeria. Insert your MTN SIM or bring any smartphone to the MTN network to start enjoying your double data bonus. Offer is open to all new and existing MTN subscribers. Join the largest smartphone movement today.
Make it known for your hand. That's Palasa phone.
Globally, tax is a compulsory contribution to show up state revenue levied by the government on workers' income and business profits, or added to the cost of some goods, services, and transactions. Government used tax to encourage or discourage certain economic decisions. In 1904, tax was first introduced in Nigeria by Lord Lugard and later made changes which culminated in the Native Revenue Ordinance of 1917. The income generated through tax comes back in form of social amenities provided by the government. Today, the government is seeking to introduce what is called the Communication Service Tax. This is a tax levied by the government on service providers on certain service transactions. It is categorized under indirect tax and came into existence under the Finance Act 1994. This proposed tax, introduced by the National Assembly earlier this year, has resulted to a palpable fear in the Nigerian telecoms industry. The new tax, which has passed the first reading, however, keeps the low-income earners and other communications consumers at a loss to what it is all about and why it is necessary to be introduced. This communication tax is a 9% service charge on every communication services and transactions payable by users of electronic communication services. The new bill, according to the Minister of Communications, Barrister Adebayo Shitu, is not an initiative of the executive arm of the government, but rather an initiative of the National Assembly.
It's not that of the executive arm of the government. It is that of the National Assembly, where the leader of the Senate, brought a bill for consideration for the purpose of institutionalizing legally a communications service tax for all subscribers or all users of GSM to pay a minimum of 9% of it. When the thing came out, of course, stakeholders, particularly operators, raised eyebrow that perhaps it was going to, bring about a discouragement and lowering in the quantity or volume of calls to be made, because they felt that already the members of the public were hard pressed financially and would ill afford, that type of bill.
Research indicates that the Communication Service Tax Bill 2015 is a private member bill. For CST purpose, user is defined as customer or subscriber of any electronic communication network of broadcasting service and includes a customer that is an operator or provider of electronic communications network or service. The bill, if implemented, will mandate service providers to file monthly tax returns with Federal Inland Revenue with strict penalties for non-compliance. This has generated argument between the government and ICT stakeholders. While government sees it as capable of generating 20 billion naira monthly to help in running the economy, technology expert says it will deter foreign direct investment, drop sector contribution to GDP, frustrate telecoms operators, and finally cripple the economy.
It's going to negatively impact the telecom industry, negatively. So when you put this kind of stuff into our service, into our industry, and you put this kind of tax, then I would say, rather than spend a longer time or a sufficient amount of time to transmit knowledge or patiently receive knowledge, I'm going to cut what I would have used in terms of time by 50%, or even by a third, or I would not even want to make the call, or to send the email, or to send the text messages, or to do a teleconference, because I know that I'm going to pay an extra 9%.
The communication service tax, if enacted into law, will require consumer of voice, data, small messaging services, multimedia services, and pay TV services to pay a 9% tax on the fees paid for the use of these services. According to the president of Association of Telecommunications Company of Nigeria, ATCAN, Mr. Teniola Olushola, in an interview with our crew, the communication service tax is untimely. He further said the nation has reached a point in the nation's development where we're transitioning from voice to data. He further said they will have a further dialogue with the legislators before it gets to the second reading. Service tax has been on the front row in the social media. What is your view on this? How do you think this will fly?
Communication services tax is untimely. And what do I mean by that? I think that we've reached a point in our development where we're transitioning from voice to data, and the amount of investment required to be put to actually make broadband ubiquitous doesn't need another tax to stifle the investments that may come to support that drive. So I believe that we need to have further dialogue with the legislators, and I think that the Honourable Minister has rightly pointed to that direction, that he feels that he's in the position to enable that to happen before it gets to second reading, let alone the public hearing. So we're anticipating a response from the Honourable Minister's office to allow us to put forward our views to the legislators.
In the words of the Executive Vice Chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commission, Professor Umar Dambata, some of these agencies often threaten to shut down base transceivers stations over the alleged refusal of the telecoms companies to comply with the tax regime, which the operator sees as grossly excessive and at times inappropriate.
There have been recurring cases of multiple taxation, which strengthen the operators and by extension the communications services. There have also been issues of right-of-way approvals to telecommunication services in companies. Various ties of government, including local, council, state government agencies, have created enormous challenges to the sector. And some of these agencies often threaten to shut down base transceiver stations over alleged refusal of telecommunications companies to comply with a tax regime which the operators see as grossly excessive and at times inappropriate.
The Trade Union Congress of Nigeria has also condemned the CST, querying the rationale behind such a time Nigerians are going through a very difficult phase. Telecom subscribers who spoke with our crew aired their views on the impact and challenges this tax will have on the masses.
I'm not in support of it because, fine, the economy is not really in a very good position. Before, when you borrow money, they only take 5%, but now they're taking 15%. So imagine the government adding more money to it when I'm borrowing. The economy is not helpful.
We have unexplored resources that we could actually go into. The Nigerian government should desist from thinking that we are so comfortable, I mean the masses now, that we are so comfortable enough that you could just decide to impose a percentage of, no. It's actually not like that.
It's not a bad idea, the telecommunication tax, But my own issue is if it to be used for the benefit of the community and the masses at large. Because when we look at the taxes that is being applicable outside the country, we see that it's being useful for the masses, not to enrich those who are wealthy already.
It is not in doubt that the impending bill is not in the interest of either the subscribers or businesses in the sector. For the subscriber, the CST will increase the cost of communication services, thereby making services unaffordable, especially to the poor and the vulnerable. For Nigeria's economy to recover and bounce back to normal, the present administration of President Muhammadu Buhari has been called to shift attention from oil and work assiduously on how to leverage the power of broadband technology. The 2016 Nigerian ICT Impact CEOs Forum and other awards had its 5th edition at Sheraton Hotels, Lagos, with the theme Broadband Deployment Impact on Nigeria's Economic Recovery. Has in attendance the Nigerian Communications Commission, National Information Technology Development Agency, the Minister of Communications, Barrister Adebayo Shitu, among others. The Executive Vice Chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commission, Professor Umar Odambata, well represented by the Director of Public Affairs, Mr. Tony Ojobo, says presently the broadband penetration is about 30%, and according to the National Broadband Committee projection, there will be 30% increase in broadband penetration by 2018.
You may as well know that Nigeria is doing very well in ICT generally, but the raising of the economy has actually indicated that 10% has added 10% to GDP in the last raising that was done. This sector has continued to grow. In the first quarter of this year, a report by the National Bureau of Statistics indicated that more than 1.4 trillion naira was generated by the ICT industries in the first quarter of 2016. This is an indication of how ICT could provide a veritable tool for diversification of the economy. We are being guided by the actions of the National Broadband Committee, which has provided a target of 30% penetration by 2018.
Speaking at the event on how broadband deployment could act as a catalyst to jumpstart Nigeria's ailing economy, the Acting Director General of NIDA, Dr. Vincent Olatunji, says ICT is the most veritable alternative to oil because there are many hopes and opportunities in the ICT sector meant to be developed by the government, as there are many countries without natural resources that are doing well, such as China, Taiwan, among others.
ICT is the most veritable and credible alternative to oil and in the development of our economic country. I keep telling people that the challenges we have in this sector now, I see opportunities there for us. I see hope there for us, especially those of us in the ICT sector. If we had invested massively in other sectors, especially the ICT sector, nobody will be talking about oil now. There are so many countries in the world without natural resources. They are doing very well now. Asian tigers, Singapore, Korea, Malaysia, Taiwan, China, India. We all go to these countries now for one XTP to the other.
The Minister of Communications, Barrister Adebayo Shitu, having given his welcome address as the chairman of the occasion, says the ministry is ready to support all stakeholders in the industry, assuring them that the roadmap will be favorable in order to innovate and make progress.
The Ministry of Communications is leaving those on top to support all stakeholders in this industry. I would also assure you that our roadmap will soon be unveiled, and I will try, once it's unveiled, to give all stakeholders copies so that you can look at the contents of the roadmap and see in which way you can have something to do.
Broadband technology is an essential tool for empowering people, create an environment that nurtures the technological and service innovation, and trigger positive change in business processes.
In a two-day tour of the Nigerian post offices, the newly appointed Postmaster General of NIPOST, Bisi Adegbuyi, has declared that he will run NIPOST as a pure business organization that will compete favorably with the best operators in the postal, courier and e-commerce industries. In order to achieve his mission and vision, Adegbuyi listed fresh strategies which include the provision of digital tools that will enable staff, however, warned the existing staff not to resist change, which is about to introduce into the system, and called for their support and cooperation to succeed on his mandate.
My mandate is simple and it's clear. It is to turn NIPOST to a huge revenue-making organization. And the way to do it is to provide the tools with which we will be competitive. Because if we are not competitive, if we don't subscribe to global best practice, we'll be left behind.
The whole world is changing, and so is Nigeria, and we have to be in line with the effort of President Muhammadu Buhari to endeavor positive fundamental changes in the society, starting from you and I.
There is no challenge that our God Almighty cannot solve. No problem that our God Almighty cannot solve. We surmount this. What is important is for us to be amenable to change. We should not resist change. I'm going to be your friend. I'm going to be your defender.
He, however, said there were challenges militating against the smooth operation of NIPOST in the past, but assured the staff that the challenges were not insurmountable. He promised he was going to create a platform where every staff could reach him without any barrier.
Mark Zuckerberg, an American programmer, internet entrepreneur, and co-founder of social networking website Facebook, rated as 6th richest person in the world, came into Nigeria on his first trip to Africa precisely to meet with technology developers, young innovators and entrepreneurs to listen, learn and innovate ideas on how Facebook can aid technology development across Africa. This being his first visit to sub-Saharan Africa, meeting with technopreneurs and entrepreneurs and learning about the startup ecosystem in Nigeria. He says, "The energy here is amazing and I'm excited to learn as much as I can."
I wanted to come to Lagos first because of the vibrant developer and entrepreneurial ecosystem that you guys have here, right, as Ime was just talking about. And, so I've been going around the world to different cities, and we've been doing town hall Q&As and sitting down with people in the Facebook community and hearing from them about how they use our services and what we could do better.
This indeed be a great development, as said that there has been a lot of Facebook-related development in Nigeria, so there are tons of reasons Mark may be visiting. He has been sharing his experience, plans to bring internet to every remote part of the world as part of Internet.org unit. Nigerians spoke about how delighted they are as Nigeria is the first country he is visiting in Africa. Also interested in meeting with young innovators as a CC hub and prospective plans he has for Nigeria.
It's someone we all adore, and when I mean we, at least those of us within the technology space. It's created a tool or a platform that's been able to change the way we all communicate and share. You can only imagine what the world was like, say probably 10, 15 years ago. You go to university or you go to secondary school, you come out of it, you never get to see your friends again. And this young man from the other side of the world created a tool that makes it almost possible for you to find every friend you've met in your life online. I think that's strong. We still don't understand and appreciate the impact of what is created. Of course, there are negative sides to it, which is the case for everything, and that's the way people use things. But the positive is way more than the negative, and we still don't understand it. But it's been tremendous. So for us, for him to come straight from the airport to our place was quite big.
For me, Zuckerberg coming to Lagos, especially coming to Yaba, he has validated a lot of assumptions. Like, Lagos, particularly Yaba, being the innovation center of Africa. So it means there's something here in Africa, especially Lagos, Yaba, that most people are not seeing. And for the for Mark Zuckerberg to have come, it shows that there is a lot of things going to come out here.
That's the show for the week. Join us again next week. For details on participation or you have any innovation to showcase, please text the number on your screen or email bayeroagabi@yahoo.com. Until then, I remain yours sincerely, Bayero Agabi. Peace.